T-Ara's Ahreum had a pretty normal career and life until a few years ago when she got married. Since then, everything she has done has turned into quite a spectacle. From fraud to illegal gambling, here's Ahreum's complicated web of lies. Ahreum has been sharing her private life with the public for quite a while now, especially her romantic relationships. She got married to her first husband in October 2019, and their son was born only a couple of months later. 2 years after becoming parents, the couple went on the show Between Marriage and Divorce and revealed their once perfect relationship was crumbling. Viewers were shocked to see how strained their interactions were, even though they were married with a child. Things got messier when it was revealed just how often Ahreum mentioned divorce in their arguments, leading people to believe that the situation was quite serious. It was also revealed that Ahreum struggled with thoughts of self-harm due to her deteriorating mental health. Yonggul, her husband at the time, also admitted his own battles with work-related depression, but said that he wanted to stay strong for their son. Overall, it didn't take a genius to assess that the couple wouldn't last. However, things took a turn in July of 2022 when Ahreum revealed that not only did the two stay together, but that she was pregnant with their second child. While this seemed like the case of a couple trying to save their marriage by having children, Ahreum also said that her husband was acting a lot nicer. In addition to that, she cleared up that the pregnancy wasn't accidental, as the couple was thinking of having a third child as well. You would think that this is where things would get better for the couple, but the exact opposite happened. Things only got much messier as, in December of last year, she made another sudden announcement, now letting the public know that she was getting divorced from Yonggul despite claiming that things were going well before. Not only that, but she also announced that she would be getting married again once her divorce was finalized. As you can see, she's one to drop bombshell news when you least expect it. In her Instagram post, she explained that she had been in a lot of pain before she met her then fiancé, dropping hints that something more serious was going on behind the scenes. Ahreum didn't share any specifics though, as she claimed that she wanted to respect her ex-husband and the father of her children. She also knew rumors might spread about her cheating on Yonggul, especially since she had found a new partner before her divorce was finalized. So she decided to set the record straight before things got out of hand and said that the two had been separated for a while at that point. However, things weren't adding up if we consider Ahreum's own timeline of events. Just a year before the divorce announcement, Ahreum announced her second pregnancy with plans to have a third child. This means that between June of 2022 and December of 2023, she got pregnant and announced the pregnancy as well as her future plans with her husband, whom she claimed had changed for the better. Then she stated that they had been separated for a while and that she had met someone else whom she was planning to marry. All of this in just a single year. Despite her clarification that she hadn't been cheating on her husband, some assumed that she was rushing into marriage because her second child wasn't conceived with her first husband. Whatever the truth was, a lot more things started coming out, and at some point people didn't know what to believe. Just a few days after Ahreum's announcement, a post appeared online with a netizen claiming that a girl group member was going to get married to a fraudster. Of course, the post didn't mention any names, but they said that the girl group member was marrying her boyfriend even though she still hadn't divorced her ex, so it wasn't hard to piece the puzzle together. According to the original poster, the idol's new husband had actually been to prison for non-consensual acts and fraud and had been previously charged with harassment and defamation among other crimes. This meant that he wasn't a screenwriter as he had claimed, but an actual criminal. Then the original poster revealed that she was one of his many victims and went on to talk about his previous crimes, each more serious than the other. According to the original poster, after his first marriage was over, he tricked women into thinking he had a job and cheated them out of money. He also secretly took inappropriate photos of women while they slept and recorded certain moments without their consent, using these to control and blackmail them. When his lies were exposed, he turned to physically harming them and falsely claimed he was the one being harmed. Instead of addressing these allegations though, Ahreum wrote a very vague post in which she threatened to take legal action against malicious commenters, expressed how much she loved her boyfriend, and said that the rumors were meant to get a response out of her. She did admit that the boyfriend wasn't a screenwriter though, and this made people wonder what else she was lying about. Just a day later, she shared that her then boyfriend tried to take his own life due to all the negative comments he was receiving. Once again, she said that she would punish those responsible, but she continued standing beside him either way. Then she dropped yet another bombshell and accused her ex-husband of physically and mentally harming her and her children. It was one thing after another, and people started to lose the thread. On March the 2nd, she released a long statement in which Ahreum exposed him for taking out loans without letting her know about it, as well as gambling their money away without ever offering her any financial support. Ahreum shared that she stayed quiet about mistreatment to shield her children, and she even sent them to her ex-husband thinking it would speed up the divorce process. Ahreum's statement detailed how her older son, aged 5, was hit and once forced out of the house for making noise while Yonggul and his mom were asleep. There were more disturbing instances, but we won't get into it because it's pretty messed up. Ahreum also announced that she had complete custody of her kids and expressed being very determined to hold her ex-husband accountable with the evidence she's gathered. She went into more detail about her own experiences in a post dated from March 25th, saying that her ex-husband started getting upset when she would buy necessary stuff for her 2 children, including vitamins. This then escalated physically as he started hurting Ahreum while their children were in the same room. She also said that on a specific occasion he had severely hurt her and threatened to fatally harm her. On another occasion, her ex-husband had allegedly victimized himself when his mother had called. Even though the phone call had happened while Ahreum was being harmed, the ex-husband had told his mom that his wife was crazy and that she should be placed in a psych ward. People didn't even have enough time to properly process the news, as 2 days later it was reported that Ahreum had attempted to take her own life and was hospitalized. Not even this situation could stop people from making up rumors, though, as controversial YouTuber Lee Jin-ho made a video claiming that Ahreum's partner had tried to get money from her fans. Ahreum had explained she was hacked before, but Lee Jin-ho claimed Ahreum's boyfriend asked followers for cash, saying they needed it for surgery while she was pregnant and in the hospital. Ahreum left a comment on the video saying that she would file a lawsuit, but little did she know that Dispatch was about to expose them both. Before that, though, she made another revelation, saying that her children were taken to a facility as her ex-husband had claimed that she was mistreating them. She said, "The Sochogu office has taken them. I don't know where they are. I've only received photos of them, and I feel bad about this." Ahreum also revealed that she was pregnant once again and that she was still with her boyfriend. Then, the Dispatch article came out. In a scathing expose, Dispatch revealed that Ahreum's boyfriend had indeed served prison time in 2021 on charges of fraud, harassment, and making threats, with 2 out of his 3 victims being his ex-girlfriends. He was released back in September of 2023, a few months before Ahreum announced their relationship. After his release, he started falsely claiming that he was a screenwriter for Lauda Entertainment, which also matches up with the testimony of the netizen. According to Dispatch, Ahreum and the boyfriend first started talking in October and started asking for money from their acquaintances just 2 months later. This snowballed into straight-up fraud as the couple asked for money from fans under the guise that they needed it for the medical expenses of Ahreum's child. They allegedly borrowed around $22,000 from them and used it to gamble on an online sports betting game. Then, they started sending pictures of Ahreum in the hospital to fans to ask for more money. As per Dispatch's report, out of the $32,700 they borrowed in total from 10 victims, they only repaid about $1,500. Since Dispatch had screenshots and pictures to back up the claims, Ahreum had no way to get out of that situation. So on April 19th, it was reported that she had broken up with her fiancé after all those controversies. At this point, Ahreum denied that fans lent her money, saying that they were just helping her voluntarily. Ahreum's response seemed more like a ramble than a direct rebuttal to Dispatch's claims. She mentioned using the money for legal action and to regain custody of her children, justifying it as a noble cause. She denied any involvement in illegal gambling, claiming, "I want to show you my phone, I was hacked. All the texts that my phone had sent out were from the hackers. They manipulated it the way they manipulated photos." This wasn't all, as she went on to accuse her ex-fiancé of coercing her into doing illegal things. Shortly after the breakup, YouTuber Lee Jin-ho uploaded a video alleging that Ahreum had emailed him evidence and stories backing her assertions. To prove that he had spoken to Ahreum, he shared parts of their phone conversation where she claimed that she was coerced into scamming others. She said, "I have never committed fraud with Mr. So. Instead, I was harmed by him. He imprisoned me at home with my children for several months, forcing me to take out loans." According to her, the money wasn't used for gambling either, as she doubled down on her stance that she had no idea what the betting game was and that everything was done by her ex-boyfriend on her phone. Lee Jin-ho didn't seem to quite believe that she was completely innocent, so Ahreum said that her boyfriend made her do everything and showed proof that all the money she received was redirected to his bank account. But Lee Jin-ho had a counter to that, as he presented a screenshot of a supposed text exchange between Ahreum and the boyfriend, where Ahreum confessed to borrowing money for gambling. In the screenshot, Ahreum asks her boyfriend if he was bothered that she used his betting account, explaining that she couldn't use her own since she was a celebrity. She goes on to curse at him, urging him to even sue her, and the whole message is pretty aggressive. Ahreum insisted she had repaid all the money she received and intends to sue her ex-boyfriend to clarify matters. In Lee Jin-ho's video, the ex denied all allegations, suggesting the need for authorities to investigate due to conflicting statements and the complexity complexity of the situation. She didn't respond to any of this though, and on April 21st, she announced she would be taking a break from social media to focus on her life. Ahreum mentioned she had addressed all victim messages via Instagram and would deactivate her account. However, just a week later on April 29th, her Instagram was back up with posts about starting again. She didn't address any of the screenshots that Lee Jinho had shared in which it was proven that she lied about everything, which has made netizens doubt whatever she said. At this point, they didn't know what was true and what wasn't, since Ahreum had made a lot of claims, and whenever she got caught up in lies, she deflected the blame to someone else. She really needs to stay off social media and focus on her children because her online presence isn't doing her any good.